Fit like a bee, Danny Min here, and welcome back to another episode of Jurassic World Evolution 2. We're in the Sandbox, and we are on the very first map, the Arizona map. It's probably the smallest map. It's the very first ever campaign and mission map. Now we're going to be building out a park here. I did actually build, or I was trying to record the building of what is done so far. But I had this really weird OBS black screen issue because for some reason OBS thought I had two graphics cards, which was complete nonsense. But I then realised it was due to a Windows update. There was a Windows update recently, and for some reason, when I went to check my system configuration, it was saying that I had two graphics cards installed when it's actually just the one and only. And it was trying to record. OBS was apparently running off this first graphics card, and the game was running off the second when they were both running off the same graphics card. I checked around on the forums. Other people were having this issue as well, and there was a way to resolve it, so should be all good. So what did I build? This. So we built this. This is a power station. Now, this is where the power for the park is going to come from. As you can see, they are DFW orientated buildings. This is going to be a DFW park, at least for this first one right here. So we've got their power stations. We've got a large power station. We've got a small power station. We've got a staff centre in here because I thought it'd be cool that, staff could work in this area, and this is where they could go to eat and rest, etc. So this is where power is provided. I don't know why there are guests down here or how. What I need is gates. I want gates for staff only. There's a lot of things that Jurassic World Evolution is severely lacking when it comes to the theme park build of maps and stuff. We've got this area over here. This is the main control area. As you can see, it's all walled off. We've got a science centre, we've got an expedition centre. Even though you can't use them in Sandbox, it's nice to have them. They're brilliant little assets. I really enjoy them. So this has been built in here. This is going to be the pretty much the dead centre of the park. So that's all good. So yeah, so this is this area. I've walled it off because it should be for staff only. Really, there's a gate there at the back for vehicles to get in. I'm going to try and make things realistic and make sense, really. There will be so this is all walled off because it's for staff, plus there's helicopters. Anywhere where there are helicopters or any sort of aircraft should be heavily secure. Helicopters, other planes, etc. are dangerous to be around, and you would think that there would be more security away from sort of park guests so that they couldn't go in and get in the way of that. Also, power lines will never ever be made over a helipad, even though the helipads don't work because the helicopters don't go anywhere apart from your recovery teams and medical teams that use helicopters and the arrival point. Yeah, it just seems really stupid to have power lines over a active helipad. It's dumb. That's something that would not happen. So these areas in here will be for exhibits. As you can see, the first exhibit that I built on the field recording is there, and we'll go and look at that in just a minute. But over here is one of our medical facilities and one of our response facilities. Now these actually will work. So I'll go into the mechanics of the Sandbox. Most content creators switch off everything that takes the game away from being the game, which is fine. If you want to be creative, that's exactly what you should do, because all the stuff that the dinosaurs do will hinder you trying to build creatively within the park. You have to constantly stop and go away to send medical units out to scan dinosaurs or heal them, and send capture teams out to sedate and move escaped dinosaurs back into their enclosures. But I've left some of that stuff on. Now, some of the stuff I have switched off. We've got unlimited money. I'm kind of thinking now that I should have maybe have done unlimited power, but I will build other power stations around the areas, and these little like nooks and cranny areas over here. So yeah, the dinosaurs will get hungry. They will need water. They will have to have exhibits that conform to what they require as a dinosaur. Most people switch that off. They will fight with each other. The only thing I've really switched off is storms, because I do like the storms. I like the sandstorm in Arizona. I like the snowstorm in Canada, etc. I like the heavy rains. What I don't like is the tornadoes. The tornadoes are super unrealistic. There's no way you would get a tornado on a tropical island. That's not where tornadoes like form in a meteorological or geological sense. And it's just kind of weird. It's super loud. The storms actually absolutely kill frame rate as well. Frame rate will absolutely be destroyed when a storm rolls in. So I've left them out, which is a shame because I like the sandstorms. So yeah, moving on. We'll go to our arrival point first. So we've got our arrival point again, walled off, helicopters, dangerous, aviation fuel, dangerous. Really only staff should be in here. And we've got there we go. The visitor center is apparently to the left. That arrow should be facing up. We've got a couple of flags. We've got some trees in here. Some decorations. We have cheap boigas, and we've got bottled water. Yes, very important. We've got this area here for staff vehicles to come through, and in there to go to the back for maintenance on some of these power structures, etc. One thing I would absolutely love is roads. There are no roads for your AI, for your vehicles, whether they're being controlled by you or AI. So what I would love is, for example, if we head down here, right, this is the truck, right? That is the truck Jurassic Park tour, which I thought was more suited to a DFW facility rather than the Jurassic Park Jeep or the gyrospheres. So yeah, as you can see, it's moving on a road, and you can't barely see the road, the path that it's taking. It's blended in. I would love that, to be able to program these vehicles to only move along those roads. For example, if we had to go and scout out this enclosure, have an invisible road that maybe goes through in another enclosure, through there, and have this solely take that. Maybe in times of emergency, when fences are broken and stuff, yeah, they can have free roam. But this perpetual thing where they drive along paths and they come down here and people sort of jump out of the way and go, ooh, because they're about to be hit by a Jeep, is just super unrealistic. There's no way any theme park, zoo, aquarium, water park, whatever, would have gas-driven vehicles. Like, there we go, we've got a Mercedes G-Wagon here, the cut version that doesn't have the sort of crew cab at the back. So there's no way one of these would be driving down Main Street, USA, in Walt Disney World in Florida, not when there are thousands upon thousands of people standing there. It's just stupid. It's nonsense. So they do have the little golf buggies and electric buggies for moving things around the park or people around the park. Maybe if someone's been injured or you've got a family member who is disabled and needs help to get around the park. Yeah, these things exist, but having full-blown trucks and jeeps and vehicles that moving through parks where guests are, no, that doesn't happen. And I'd love to have a road system to just connect it up and say, hey, if you need to check this, you need to go along this road, click on the gate that it has to enter, and then click on like a little pathing system for it. Maybe in an emergency, be like, yeah, drive along here and then go and fix the fence over here or fix this shelter. Or maybe you could do other repairs while people are in the shelter, etc. But yeah, it's super nonsense, this driving along paths and running everyone over. So yeah, that's why this has been, I made this little area so that maintenance teams could get through the back instead of driving through here. But if I ever needed to fix like this repair substation, guaranteed that they would drive along here and drive down the middle, run everyone over and try and get through to that. So yeah, here's our little entrance area. There's a staff centre here as well for the people that work at the arrival point and the shops, etc. We've got a little hotel over here. I love this hotel because I love the DFW buildings because it really does look like, you know, these buildings were set up. They're all mobile buildings that had to be set up quickly because they had to get out to the wilderness, capture the dinosaurs, and literally build parks where they caught them in order to contain them. I think that's a kind of cool notion, and I really do like these buildings. All these, like the tents and stuff, and an enclosed area that's maybe got for food, and the tents can be storage, the containers, the little water towers here. They're really cool. And even though this is a hotel and you'd be super upset if you'd paid a fortune and found out this is where you were living, I think it's really cool. We've got the bathrooms here as well. So, before we go and look at the exhibit though, let me explain a few things. There's a few mods installed here, 4 total. And they are the bread and butter mods. There's no dinosaur replacements or anything like that added yet. Jurassic World Evolution is a fairly new game and frontier because I suppose it's a sort of copyrighted game. They get the licensing from Universal for the Jurassic Park franchise in order to make the game. Because they have to do that, they don't encourage modding because then you're making a bunch of dinosaurs that are perhaps not or sort of like breach a franchise contract. But a lot of the people that mod dinosaurs make dinosaurs that are not in Jurassic Park, so there's no conflict there. Some of them do reworks of pre-existing dinosaurs. Some of them look better in my opinion, but we're not going to add anything like that to that park because it's still a fairly new game. Patches are coming out, DLC content is going to come out, guaranteed at some point. If you've got way too many mods installed, it's going to break your save game. So I'm only doing, we're going to do Arizona with mods if everything works out fine and there's no sign of any patches or incoming content for a while. We can do a few more packs with the mods on. But the 4 mods I've gotten is the building collision has been taken off, so you can basically place a building anywhere. I mean, I can place this bunker right in here. Normally this would be in red because it's conflicting with a bunch of different stuff, but no, you can place it anywhere. The other one is the vegetation mod that gives you, if you push H, literally a single plant to place down, and this is phenomenal. That's how all these palm trees etc. were placed. The stuff around here, and because the collision mod is on as well, you can place them going through each other. It looks really good, so I'm super happy with that. Third one is the expanded maps mod that gives you the entire playable area of a map, which is really nice. I believe that may not work though if you do the flattened maps. I've gone for a completely flat map. I think if you don't have a flat map, it maybe lets you build like over this way, etc. I mean, that's really nice. Love to build a little exhibit down there and then over here, but as you can see, I can't build stuff outside of the playable area. Yeah, so that is the third mod. The fourth one is the better terrain tools that allows me to do stuff like this. Now, I've not really done high detailing in Jurassic World Evolution, and in my opinion, Jurassic World Evolution needs a lot more little smaller theme park items, benches, trash cans, signs, you name it. Things you find in a theme park or a zoo should definitely be in here. A couple of little lights and flags and these placeable planters and stuff. It's just not enough. It's not enough to make something look realistic. You sort of have to do the best that you can. I'm sure modders will mod stuff like park benches and bins, etc., other signs, stuff into the game. But we just don't have it as of yet. So yeah, we just have to work away. Having the ability to place the single plants and trees is phenomenal. I don't know why they did not add that into the game from the start. It seems really dumb. I don't know why. Someone actually posted that it was incredibly difficult when you've got brushes that have got like multiple. So if you go here, this brush places multiple things at once. And people said, somebody told me that it was incredibly hard to separate like this tree and this plant and this bit of grass here. It's not incredibly difficult at all. That's pure lies. Anyone who says that to you is lying. All you have to do is go into the code and separate these to become its own single entity. So this would be as they've got it in here, like this one is the largest. This one gets slightly smaller, etc. Or this one is a different shape. And the trees also come in like 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1 being the smallest of a certain type of tree, then 2, the next one up, 3, the next one up, 4, the next one up. But yeah, this notion that it's difficult to do that is not true at all. However, it is massively time consuming. Having someone separate every single thing out and then have it become an option in game would take a phenomenal amount of time, unless you already had some sort of system or software that would absolutely do that. But these assets would have been created on their own. So this bush here or this tree here would have been created as a single asset and then grouped together with a bunch of other assets to give you the paintbrush. So yeah, they probably could absolutely do the single trees and branches, the sort of single trees and flowers and grass. I just don't know why they did it. Someone actually told me that it was due to issues with porting it over for console use. And that didn't make any sense to me at all. I was like, no, that's complete nonsense. Why even say that? It's like they're trying to defend Frontier for not adding it in and really it's just, it possibly is a time constraint thing, but it's sort of laziness. People want their parks to look good. I mean, after the campaign in Chaos Theory is finished, the only thing you've got left to do is challenge mode, which you need to do to get all your dinosaurs, and then onto the sandbox mode. And people want to be really creative in sandbox mode and build their perfect park. But it's like they've totally hindered you from doing that by not giving you the required tools that you need to pull off such a feat. And then it's been left up to modders to come in and fix it. And then Frontier get upset because people are modding their game and they don't want them to do that. It's stupid. Don't know why. Fix it. Give us single branches. For example, the logs. These fallen logs are great and I would love more of them. However, I can't get a single placeable fallen log to place in the water here to make it look a bit more authentic, or like half a tree or a tree stump. It's dumb. Don't know. But anywho, on to the dinosaurs. So, in the first episode, the recording failed, we built out this exhibit here. We've got rock face cliff here, We've got this on top of here. Do not know how that Maiasaura managed to get up there. How did you manage to get up there? They can absolutely get up there. The only issue with the... I don't know how you've... Yeah, that's like a... That is literally like a 90-degree drop there. The only problem with the non-collision rocks, etc., is that dinosaurs will clip through them as well. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, but we built this area up here, and this area around here with more viewing ports, and then we started to add more dinosaurs. Now we went super simple with the first one. We went with Struthiomimus. They should be hanging around over here because this is where their food source is. Now they're probably all in rocks. No, they've ventured over here. Good for them. So yeah, we've got various different Struthiomimuses in different colours. I did tweak their stats so that they are a bit more tolerant of other dinosaurs. The dinosaur health or age is set to unlimited, so they'll never die, which is nice. They will die in combat, but they won't die of old age. But I have added other traits to make them more tolerant, a bit more resistance to ailments, illness, disease, etc. So the Struthiomimus was the first one. I just went nice and simple for this first exhibit. I want to pick dinosaurs that are sort of key to the where the dig sites were found around Arizona. We've got the Torosaurus here, which is ready to rock and roll. I did pick multiple different dinosaur colours for this, but they all... you're different. Are you different as well? No, I think these two are the... maybe? No, I think these two are the same. Although I think your crest, yeah, you've got the red in there. And I think his crest, yeah, he's got it as well. Cool. Yeah, so we've got the Torosaurus. They are out. Now, as before, as I said, these have needs. They will need water. Their cohabitation limit is gone up. And this is actually with stats that make them more tolerant of the amount of species that are in their enclosure. This actually comes and goes. There's a lot of Struthiomimus around here. Once some of them move over to this side of the exhibit, this actually goes down. I believe it's what's in range of the dinosaur at the time. I've seen this change. But yeah, they're totally fine. 96% is totally fine. We're fine with that. And the third dinosaur, as we saw earlier, was the Maiasaura. Now they are just simply roaming around. I love the pattern of these. There are 4 of them. Again, they have their feeding area is sort of over this way. Love the little Torosaurus there playing in the water hole. And we've got the Jurassic Park truck, which I thought was kind of cool. I thought that was a better choice for the DFW rather than the Gyrospheres or the original Jurassic Park tour. And I think it looks really good. So yeah, I'm happy with how this first exhibit turned out. Now we will be building another exhibit, and I do apologise profusely for the fact that the first recording literally crumbled and died. It's stupid black screen error. But because I had built so much, I don't want to redo everything, and I was quite happy with the way this sort of turned out. Again, there's probably some struthies in these rocks that you can't see. But yeah, I love the textures, the plants. I added a couple of pine trees in. I have been looking for like individual cactuses and stuff to place down. I'm pretty sure they are there, I just can't find them. I'm pretty sure they're in the extended foliage options. There we go, see, we can plant that there, we can clip it through each other. There you go. Magical. Have some, is that wheat? Again, it looks like wheat. Yeah, but I'm happy with the way this first one turned out. I don't know how they're managing to climb up here, but I like the way that these viewing galleries actually, look, I love the way that this one sort of looks down, and we've got a bit more verticality in the for the viewing points for the enclosure. Another thing I've got to mention as well is the perimeter fence. I am going to build a perimeter fence around the complete outside of this area. Why? Because every zoo, theme park, water park, aquarium on planet Earth will have some sort of perimeter fence. A, it stops people from coming in and stealing stuff. B, it stops animals from escaping. If an animal escapes its original enclosure, it might harass some of the people within the park, but it's not going to be able to escape out to the great beyond. Especially if you've got a zoo like New York Central Park Zoo that is in the middle of a city. You don't want animals escaping and roaming around the streets in New York. It would just be absolute chaos. So they do have a perimeter wall that goes all the way around. And, for example, Disney World in Florida has absolutely outrageous ticket prices to get in. If they did not have a perimeter wall around the outside of the theme park, people would just find areas that were unoccupied or, you know, least frequented by other guests and staff and just sneak in there. There you go. That saves you paying the ticket price. But it's got a perimeter fence and a perimeter wall that goes around the area. I also like having like staff entrances like walled off as well. Like stuff around the back, because that's not really places where people would go. That's where staff go. That's where equipment and inventory, etc. is stored. I might do the same over here. I might just wall this in. We'll see. But yeah, we're still going to get more shops in here. This is going to be shops and entertainment over here. I'm going to get a carnivore exhibit right over this side. So that's going to be kind of cool. We'll get another herbivore exhibit in over here. We'll make something over this way as well. And yeah, we'll build round. We'll build round here. And there's actually quite a lot of space here. When it comes to larger herbivores like sauropods, etc., because I'm playing the fact that they need trees, we're going to have to build super mega large areas and fill it with plenty of trees so that they are happy. But before we go, what we'll do is we'll jump on board. You've literally just started. Ride the tour. Right, where do we want to sit? Not facing the wall, because there's probably not going to be anything there. But let's just have a ride along with twin sisters and active two-stripe trainers. There are no dinosaurs here. Oh yeah, you can see the Maiasaura in the background. It's real nice. And we'll just have a ride around. It's just a short tour. I don't know if I'm going to give every single exhibit. There we go. It's like up close and personal. Everything seems to be over here. It looks like the Struthies and the Torosaurus are literally herding together. So we're going to go all the way around this way, but there ain't going to be anything here because everyone is in the same area. There's the watering hole. There's the ranger station over there, which they have to use. The ranger team has to go in there and find out the status of the dinosaurs so we can make them happy. I built this little watering hole and area over here for the Struthies so they could have their own little separate area, and they're just totally neglecting it. There is as well a few dinosaurs that I still need to unlock. During the Chaos Theory playthrough, I had some major issues. The game was bugging out real hard. I had to uninstall it and reinstall the game twice. which I thought was an issue with the game, but I've since been speaking to a friend of mine, and he thinks it could be issues due to overclocking and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure it was an issue with the game. It was the issues I was getting where I was getting literally 5 storms back to back, and it would absolutely destroy my parks, and I would have nowhere near enough money to recover from it. Instead of maybe getting 1 storm every hour or so getting 1 storm and then having the ability to recover from it and continue on with the playthrough, I was getting like 1 storm, try and fix everything. Before everything is even fixed, 5 minutes later, another storm would roll through. I was unable to click on ranger units and mobile veterinary units, couldn't control any of the helicopter, stuff was super broken. And after doing that, I lost all the dinosaurs that I had acquired while doing the challenge mode. So there's still a few that I still need to get. I think there's only 6. Indoraptor I've never had because I can't be bothered jumping through hoops to get it, but I will get it eventually. But Centaurosaurus, Nigersaurus, Indoraptor, Corythosaurus, Acrocanthosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus still elude me presently, but I will get them. Are those Myosaurs fighting? Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's really cool. Let's have a look at the back. I love the vehicle tracks. It's just a shame they don't stay for longer. We should be, yeah. These guys seem to follow all of the trucks. Struthiomimus is actually quite big compared to the size of a truck. So yeah, at some point we may get dinosaur escapes, etc. As I said, I've been messing around with their genomes to make them more tolerant of other dinosaurs and capacity of dinosaurs that they share an exhibit with. But I think it's going to work out fine. There we go, I think we should literally be back, right? Yeah, why is there stairs out into... There we go, there's the dark, there's the tunnel of love right there. That's enough for that. So yeah, in the next episode we'll get another couple of exhibits set up. Don't know what to add, I'll have to have a look around. But we've used these 3 dinosaurs, so we can move on to 3 more. I think the game looks really good at night as well. Definitely in the desert sort of areas, because it's nowhere near as dark as it is on, say, the Isla Sorna or Isla Nublar, etc. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. As always, if you did watch this and you would like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there is more you'd like to see in the future, then hit that subscribe button. But I've been Danny Man, this has been Jurassic World Evolution 2, and I will catch you later.